Hey everybody, today I'm here to talk about the do's and don'ts before closing day. So you've gone to see all the houses, you've found the one you like, your contract was accepted. Now what do? What can you expect? So you've turned in your earnest money, you're going through the motions, you've got your inspection, but in the background, the lender is working on making sure that your financing is in place. There are a lot of things that people don't know that you should and should not do while this is going on. So the number one thing you should definitely do when you're under contract before closing is make sure that you get everything to your lender in a timely manner. They're not trying to nitpick and ask for things that they don't need. You know, you're going to get them all your tax documents, pay stubs, bank statements, everything you can get your hands on to them right out of the gate to get approved, pre-approved. But what you don't want to do is, you get into the process, it starts going through underwriting and all of that stuff, and then they find out they need some stuff to keep the ball rolling, and you don't get it to them quickly. So you've got to get it to them quickly, so make sure you do that. Don't buy a new car. Don't buy a newer car. Don't buy a used car. Don't buy a car at all. Don't buy a boat. Don't go out and buy super fancy jewelry. Don't go out and spend a ton of money. Don't take out any new loans. Don't co-sign on a loan for anyone else. That kind of thing can affect your debt to income ratio, which is a huge contributor to the amount of money that you're pre-approved for to buy the house. So if you're doing those things, then you could very well mess that up and not qualify to buy the house anymore. You're going to be tempted to do this because I know I was when I bought my first house, and every client I've ever had wants to do this, but don't do it. Don't buy any furniture and don't buy any appliances until after you close. I know it's hard, especially they've got great sales going. Load up your carts at Lowe's.com, HomeDepot.com, anywhere, everywhere. Don't pull the trigger until you close. Don't quit your job. Definitely not a good time to quit your job. I've heard horror stories of people being so excited. They're like, oh man, we got a new house. I'm so excited. I'm going to be a brand new life, going to start completely over. And 2 days before closing, they quit their job. The lender's going to call, verify your employment right before you close, and you're no longer going to be qualified. If you do it that close to closing, then you may actually be past the deadline to get your earnest money back. On that same note, don't change jobs. You can wait 30 days. You might be unhappy where you are, and if that's the case, I'm sorry. It's 30 days, usually 45 tops. Don't change jobs. Do not get behind on bills, and don't make any late payments. This stuff can really, while it seems like it's trivial stuff, it could really, really throw a wrench in your plans to buy this house. Though you don't want to do that. Do not open any new accounts. What that does is that just gives the lender more stuff that they have to research. You have to provide more background stuff. Another thing you definitely don't want to do is close out any loans, pay off any debt, like in a large amount. You want to keep making your credit card payments, making your loan payments, student loans, all the things, but don't close out any debt unless your lender tells you to. That adds just like a whole new level of stuff that you'd like to avoid. Another thing you definitely want to do, ask a lot of questions. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or it's been 10 years since you bought a house, things are constantly changing in our industry. Rules, guidelines, all of those things, processes, contracts, everything is constantly changing. So ask lots and lots of questions. So basically, those are the do's and don'ts to do before closing. You want to make sure that once you get under contract and you've done all the painstaking stuff to get the house you want, you've been looking, you finally found it, you want to make sure you don't want to mess it up. So if you follow those guidelines, you should be good to go. And if you're looking for somebody to help you buy or sell a home, I am happy to help. My number is 662-588-2420.